A very good afternoon to all of you again. I again welcome you all to this wonderful session of online education. In the previous class, we have discussed about health and disease, and today we will go for another topic, another interesting topic for us, which is assigned to me, that is about the body's resistance. Cope with me, and I will clarify detailedly with crystal clear idea. Dear students, our body is continuously facing danger. The body is continuously exposed to the pathogenic organism, microbes. When we are at the near the delicious foods, what happens? Salivation is created, saliva started dribbling from our mouth. Like that, when these microbes come in contact with us, they have similar abilities. They wanted to enter into our body, they attack our body and started growing within it, multiply within the host, and they also salivate when they come in contact with our body. So, our body have a specific soldier system, that is why we are surviving. To overcome these abilities of microorganisms, the pathogenicity, the toxins produced by the microorganism, we have a specific army to protect ourselves. Our army is nothing but our immune system. So, my dear students, today's topic is about immune system. Let us study in detail about the system of immunity. First of all, what do you mean by immunity? What is immunity? The immunity is nothing but it is the ability of body to protect itself from the pathogen, and interaction of pathogen. The body first recognize the pathogen, then fix a plan of action how to eradicate the pathogen, and finally the immune system of body eradicate the pathogen, protecting the body, or when the immunity fails, our body cannot combat over the pathogen, we are suffering from disorder. Okay. The term immunity, it was first given by Burnett, and the study of immune system is called as immunology. The father of immunology is who discovered antibody, known as Behring. Emil von Behring is known as father of immunology. Then let us discuss about the mechanism in detail, the classification of defense mechanism of a body. The defense mechanism of body, it consists of external, internal, along with specific defense. So, we define the defense, the body defense, into two different groups. The first group is, first type of defense is non-specific defense. The second type of defense is specific defense. So, what the difference between specific and non-specific? The non-specific means always the plan of action of the immunity providing organ is similar. Suppose we will take the example of skin, we will take the example of mucus, we can take the example of our cells, WBC, NK cells, macrophages, and other cells associated with immunity. All these non-specific cells have same plan of action. Suppose a bacteria will come to combat with our skin, the skin react in the same way. When virus come to attack our body, it also react in the same way. The non-specific defense is again divided into external and internal defense. We can tell the non-specific resistance as innate immunity and the specific resistance as acquired immunity, which is mediated by B cells and T cell. So, what about external and internal defense? The external defense is the first line defense, internal defense is second line defense. So, we have to discuss in detail. It includes skin first. The skin consists of dead cells all over the body. These dead cells are keratinized cells. When the skin do not have any type of rupture, any type of when the skin is continuous and it covers the body continuously, it can easily combat over any type of pathogen. So, this is the first line of defense. When the pathogen enter into our body cavity, suppose it enter into our oral cavity or it entered into the alimentary canal, what happens? In that case, our oral cavity or alimentary canal is lined by goblet cells. These goblet cells, all these goblet cells togetherly produces mucous membrane. The skin prevent the entry of pathogen. The goblet cell which produce mucosal membrane, mucus. The mucus trap the pathogen so that the pathogen cannot enter into the body. Okay. So, the external defense includes skin and mucosa membrane. Next, internal defense. What are the internal defense it include? It include the second line defense. When the pathogen successfully pass through skin and mucosa layer, it has to come back over the other cells which are below the skin. The internal defense consists of certain cells like WBC, NK cell, natural killer cells, then the second types macrophages and other cells, macrophages, dendritic cells. These are the overall I am discussing about the non-specific, then I will detail describe about the mechanism, how the immunity develop, how specific and non-specific resistance develop in our body. So, these are external internal defense. Then come to specific resistance. The non-specific is otherwise called as innate, inborn immunity. The specific is acquired immunity. Acquired immunity. It is acquired, it is innate type. The specific resistance is due to certain cells, B cells or bone marrow cells or thymus dependent cells or T cells. So, these B cells and T cells they provide specific resistance to the body. Okay. So, it is overall the defense system of the body. We will discuss about individual component first. So, how the immune system is working in our body, how it is working, let us say. Suppose we will discuss about the skin. The keratin make the skin, the keratin present in innate immunity, it form a physical barrier. The physical barriers physically block the pathogen from entering into it. Then next to this, the chemical barriers, or we may tell it physiological barriers, all are in the first line defense. These are the chemical barriers are specifically which are produced by these cells. Suppose the physiological barriers include elevated body temperature, altered pH of the body, temperature, redness, swelling, cytokines, these are released from the cells. So, these are the result of these are the components which are directly produced from the cells. Next come to the acquired immunity. The acquired immunity consists of cellular immunity or cell mediated immunity, then humoral immunity or antibody mediated immunity. Now, we will discuss about the system, immune system, how the immune system is working, how it is combating how it is making our body more efficient to combat over the antigen. So, there is a general mechanism. What happened? For the first time, the pathogen have to combat over the physical barrier, that means the natural barriers, innate immunity. After the innate immunity, it have to combat over the acquired immunity. The body faces acquired immunity. So, let us discuss about the general mechanism at a glance which describe the pathogen and their actions to initiate immunity in the body. Suppose this is a pathogen. This pathogen first combat over skin, then after crossing the physical barrier, it entered into the circulatory system, bloodstream. What happened? It is a total war, it is a battle between the cells of body and the pathogen. When immediately it enter into the blood, what happens? The neutrophil cells of the blood, as you know, WBC has neutrophil cells, eosinophil cells, basophil cells. So, immediately the neutrophil cells, these are phagocytic cells, they started phagocytizing the bacteria. As we know, these neutrophil cells are not enough stronger to kill the pathogen, but they are the first cell to initiate the response. Suppose this is the bacterial cell, this is a bacterial cell. The bacteria started producing toxin, it started releasing toxin. So, with the help of toxin, it can cause harm for all body cells. So, neutrophil cells with many lobed nucleus, it come to fight with this bacteria, toxin producing cell. What happened? The neutrophil cell cannot combat over it. So, the bacteria, when the bacteria became powerful, the neutrophil cells destroyed. Immediately, the signal is given. So, after neutrophil cell, another cell enter into the battle. That is the powerful macrophages. These are also another type of WBC. The macrophages are another type of WBC. It entered into war. So, the bacteria till the entry of macrophage, it has multiplied into a huge number. Bacteria has multiplied into huge number. Many bacteria have been formed. Many pathogens have been formed. So, here this was the neutrophil cell, the macrophage cell. So, this is the macrophage. So, this macrophage now come back over it, started fighting with the bacteria. If macrophage completely eradicate the cells, then the immune system of body exists. There is no need for further cells and the body can successfully overcome the effect of pathogen. But the larger number of pathogens defeat macrophage. What will happen? Then the macrophage fail to eradicate the pathogen. If macrophage fail, what happen? Immediately the macrophage cell, when they fail, they started giving signal, they started producing. इस तरह क्या करेगा, उस प्रोटीन से सिग्नल सेंड करेगा. They started sending signal. The signal is sent to the brain of immune system. This is a signal. The signal sent to the brain of immune system. What is the brain? Which cell is called as brain of immune system? It is nothing but the dendritic cells. Dendritic cells. Why it is called as dendritic cells? Because like dendron, the neuron have many processes, dendrons. Like that, it has many dendron like process, so dendritic cells. So, it was the clear drama which was carried out by the macrophages and neutrophil cells. The macrophages and neutrophilic cells, they when they defeated, they started inviting dendritic cells. The dendritic cells are the brain of immune system. So, we have to discuss the detailed role of dendritic cells. Prior to that, I want to tell about the antigenic presentation. Why our body cells are not affected by our immunity? How our immunity is not destroying our body cell? It is due to MHC1. It is due to MHC1. The MHC1 antigen is like a nameplate. As we know, for identification we are drawing our nameplate in this. Like that, all the body cells have nameplate. At their outer membrane, there are certain proteins. This protein help the immunity providing cell to recognize our body cell. When a new cell with different type of protein come to our body soldier identify that and kill that. Okay? They fight with it, whether they will win or defeat, but they do not allow to enter into the system. So, we have to discuss now what are the role of dendritic cells again. The dendritic cells are like dendron. These are like dendron, like neuron cells. It produces different processes. It is a furious cell. We have already discussed the natural system of immunity. Now, this dendritic cell, when the signal is received from the macrophage, dendritic cell come and immediately it kill the pathogen. These are powerful cell, pathogen. The pathogen are killed by dendritic cell, and some of the degraded protein of pathogen, this is dendritic cell carries another type of MHC on its surface, major histocompatibility complex, which is MHC2. Dendritic cell kill bacteria. After degrading bacteria, what happens? The bacterial proteins ऐसे रहेगा, उसके ऊपर ऐसे रखेगा. एंशिएंट टाइम में जैसे राक्षस सब आदमी को मार के उनका हाथ पैर पकड़ के जाते हैं, ये ऐसे पकड़ के गया तो क्या होगा? अदर बैक्टीरिया में फियर पैदा करेगा ये सेल. सो डेंड्रिटिक सेल इट is not destroyed by our immune system. As I have told you, all cells, bacterial cells have different type of MHC on their surface, that is MHC1. Our body cells have specific type of MHC which is recognized by our immunity providing cell. bacterial MS is recognized by bacteria. So, here there is another type of protein on its surface. So, these are not also destroyed, these are not destroyed. This dendritic cell enter into the, immediately it enter into the lymph node. Suppose this is the area of lymph node, area of lymph node. Dendritic cell when enter into lymph node, inside the lymph node there are large number of T cells and B cells. cells इसमें बैठे हुए हैं. When the dendritic cell enter into it, first they activate T cell. They activate T cell. वो पूछेगा तुमसे कौन ये पैथोजन को डिस्ट्रॉय कर पाएगा? उसका सैंपल लेके आया ये. वो जो सैंपल लेके आया उस सैंपल को दिखाएगा टी सेल को कि आपसे कौन ये पैथोजन को इरेडिकेट कर पाएगा, कि बॉडी को प्रोटेक्ट कर पाएगा. तो आउट ऑफ दिस टी सेल, some of the T cells recognize it. The T cell can easily recognize more than 2 billions of pathogenic proteins. So, when the dendritic cell activate the T cell and T cell recognize it, the T cell immediately differentiate into 3 types. What are different type of T cell? Cytotoxic. T cells are 3 different type of T cell. Cytotoxic T cell, memory T cell, then helper T cell. These are, we can call cytotoxic as killer T cell. What happened? These have different roles. This cytotoxic T cell ये क्या करेगा, अपने भाइयों को मार डालेगा. भाइयों को माने the infected human cells are destroyed by cytotoxic T cell. Memory T cell, they memorize this pathogen. For the next time when the pathogen will come, immediately it activate them. The pathogen have previously entered into our body, it can be eradicated by such process. So, these memory cells are essential for producing vaccine. Nowadays, the vaccines are produced by inducing memory cell. When the memory cells are induced into the body, they started preparing the concerned cell against the pathogen. Okay. What about the helper T cell? The helper T cell, it is send the signal to B. It is send the signal to B cells. B cells now differentiate to produce 2 group of cells. One is plasma cell. The second one is memory cell. Okay. So, the plasma cells are different, memory cells are different. What memory cell does? Memory cells are retained. Memory cells are retained. They memorize the infection. Suppose our body has been infected by smallpox. The antibodies have been prepared and our immune system get activated against it. How can we know it? If memory cells are formed against the pathogenic infection, then only we can tell that our body can combat over this pathogen for the next time when it invades to us. Okay. So, the memory cells are important. In this stage, the memory cells memory cells ability help in producing vaccine. So, here 3 cells: cytotoxic, memory, helper cell, plasma cell and memory B cell, memory B cell. This form the army of body. Our army has been made of this cell. So कौन कौन रहा हमारा आर्मी में? देखो कितना रहा, टी सेल, किलर टी सेल, किलर टी सेल, हेल्पर टी सेल, किलर और साइटोटॉक्सिक एक ही हैं, हेल्पर टी सेल, देन memory T cell, after that plasma cell, then memory B cell. इन सब को लेके the total army of body is now ready for providing the specific resistance. Okay. So the immunity that is provided by this T cell is called as cellular immunity or cell mediated immunity. The plasma cell and memory cell provide B humoral immunity. Okay. So our army is now ready. The army of human body in specific resistance consists of 5 type of cells. Okay. What are the role of these cells? Let us discuss what are the role of these cells. The T cell, it induces cellular immunity and B cell humoral immunity or antibody mediated immunity. Let us discuss in detail about these cells. Okay. Killer T cell, it kill the body cells, killer T cell. Suppose this is the killer T cell. The killer T cell, suppose this is infected human cell. Infected human cell produces protein. This is infected cell, it consists of protein. Except MHC, it carries the protein of bacterial origin, infected cell. So this killer T cell directly kill it. It produces chemical, it produces lytic substance, so that this cell has been destroyed, it is destroyed. So role of killer cell is to destroy. What is helper T cell? The helper T cell, it activate the humoral immunity, What is memory T cell? Memory T cell memorize it for the next infection, it make the body ready. Okay. Then plasma cell and memory P cell. The memory P cell remain. Suppose this is the plasma cell, this is plasma cell. The plasma cell are also furious type of cell. They produces antibodies, ऐसे Y shape होके रहेगा. These are antibodies made of proteins. What are the role of antibodies? It help in agglutination, opsonization and neutralization. 3 different type of effect. What is agglutination? ऐसे रहेगा, ये सभी बैक्टीरियल सेल है. सभी बैक्टीरियल सेल को क्या करेगा ना, ये सब एंटीबॉडी ऐसे पकड़ के रखेगा. सो एंटीबॉडी ऐसे पकड़ के रखेगा. उसका सरफेस में एंटीजन होगा. द एंटीजन बाइंड्स विथ एंटीबॉडी. सो द एंटीबॉडी एंड एंटीजन व्हेन combine, the bacterial cells are hold. This process is called as agglutination. What happens after agglutination? After agglutination, it is called for the next macrophages. The macrophages come and kill them, directly kill them, engulf these bacterial cells, because these cannot release antibody, hold them, macrophages kill them, which is called as opsonization. The third step is neutralization. The antibody make some pathogen neutral, agglutination, operonation and neutralization effect. It produces neutralizing effect on this. So, it is all about the immune system that has been developed in our body. The primary immune system was natural or it is innate immunity. The innate immunity consists of first line and second line defense. The first line defense consists of physical barriers, of physiological barriers, chemical barriers, while the second line defense consists of our cells. The third line defense is nothing but it is the specific immunity. Which from the specific immunity is activated first, that is T cell. After T cell, the B cell is activated. Okay. So, it is all about the immune system, the action of immune system, the action of cells, and we have to go for another small topic, that is microbes in human welfare. Okay. So, it is all about. If any questions you can put me in inbox, put it in inbox. Okay. So, come to another topic, that is microorganisms, small topic. These microorganisms discovered by Antony van Leeuwenhoek, these are almostly found everywhere. The microorganisms are almostly present, omnipresent. When we hear about microorganism, there is a dread fear among us. Why? Because these microbes are mostly, as we think, disease causing agents, but nowadays most of the microbes are also used to make necessary products for us. Okay. Some of are harmful, some also produce necessary product. We can exploit these microbes for various purposes. So, dear students, we will discuss about these beneficial microbes and their actions for us, how they help for us. So, first I will tell about the overview of microbes, how the microbes help us, in which type of help we are extracting from them. Let us discuss. So, these microbes, these microorganisms, these are used in various purposes. Except the harmfulness, we can also keep it in our benefit. Suppose these are microbes. Some of these microbes are taken for household purpose. Household purpose. How? Starting from our kitchen, we are making idli, dosa, we are making curds, cheese, different dairy products are made by bacteria and yeast. So, a number of household products are produced from microbes. I will discuss in detail. Next to household product, come to the process of industrial use. Industrial production of alcohol, production of antibiotics, enzymes, everything which are produced from industry by the action of microbes. Suppose in leather tanning industries, the shoes are prepared by tanning of leather. How it occur? With the help of a microbe. Without microbe, it is not possible. So, a number of industrial products are also produced from the action of microbe. Then another important aspect, sewage. Sewage water. The sewage water consists of wastewater. the water released from household purpose, the water released from our bathrooms, kitchen, and any other washing, non-washing purpose, the waste are generated and it forms sewage. We cannot add this sewage water directly into natural reservoirs. Why? Because the sewage consists of a number of pathogens. When it enter into the water reservoir directly, it can harm to us, harm to aquatic organisms, and it became the source of epidemic condition. So, this sewage water should be treated. How these are treated? These are treated by the action of microbes. Okay. Then next, production of biogas. Biogas. The semi-digested cellulose which is present in cow dung, when it is treated with methanogens, methanogenic or other bacteria, immediately it produces hydrogen sulfide, methane, hydrogen, which are the major source of fuel. So, it became the fuel. So, we can obtain fuel from it. Microbial action produces fuel, biogas. So, it is one another beneficial aspect. Next, biocontrol agent. The microbes are used as biocontrol agent. This can be also used as biopesticides, biocontrol agents, then biofertilizers. This is what are biocontrol agent. We are employing one organism for killing other. Suppose we want to kill termites. We add sugar, the ant came for eating sugar, they also kill the termites. So, in that case, one organism has been employed for killing other. So, that became the biocontrol agent. We are using beetle, ladybird, certain birds. Suppose we are using as you hear Bacillus thuringiensis is a bacteria. The bacteria produces protoxin. When this toxin enter into the gut of insect, inside the gut it became toxin, protoxin became toxin. Suppose this is the gut of insect. When the protoxin became toxin, it swells up, alimentary canal swells and it bursts. So, the lysis of mid gut caused the death of the bacteria. So, death of the insect. So, the Bacillus thuringiensis bacteria is one of the biocontrol agent that control the pathogenic insects. Then another, last but not least, the biofertilizers. What are biofertilizers? Nowadays, we are using chemicals. To initiate the soil fertility. What happens? When the soil fertility is initiated by these chemicals, it causes pollution of water pollution, it causes air pollution. The fumigating agents are also responsible for a number of disorders in human being and other organisms. It can kill non-target organisms. We are targeting a pathogen in soil, where when we apply it, it kills earthworms. It is non-target. So, when non-target organisms are died, it is one of the harmful effect of this chemical fertilizer. It also causes biomagnification process. That means, the toxins which are encoded, the toxins which enter into the plants transmitted gradually to its consumers. Okay. When through these consumers it is transmitted to us, the process is called as biomagnification. It causes several disorders. Okay. So, these are the in recent time we are not using these chemical agents further, we are using biological agents. A number of algae, a number of bacteria, a number of fungi are used as fertilizing agent. Starting from nitrogen fixation in soil, they carry out a number of biological activities, so that the soil fertility can be initiated, there is no side effect, there is no expenditure for producing the chemical. In this way we are benefited. So, the microbes not only harm us, they also produces a number of beneficial or number of help to others. So, we have to discuss what are the source, what are the microorganisms, we have to keep their names in our mind, because it is very much essential from the exam point of view. So, these sources I have described overally the different sources which give rise to the beneficial aspects extracted from the microorganisms. Like biotechnology, we are employing microbes for producing our desired product, suppose insulin, antibiotics, these are also produced, these are also under industrial production. Okay. So, we have to discuss about the processes in detail, how from household to biofertilizer these are produced. Okay. So, first come to the household products. Okay. I have described everything in overally. So, detail we have to discuss it. In idli dosa, the fermentation process is carried out. Yeast, bacteria, these are used for the purpose of fermentation. When these microbes are given to grain, plant material, what happened? They digest starch into glucose, glucose into pyruvate, and pyruvate into alcohol plus carbon dioxide is released. Dear students, when this carbon dioxide is released, it is not beneficial to them, it is a waste product for them, but the carbon dioxide, it help in perforation of dough, it help in bread making, it help in making biscuits. So, in bakery industry, it became one of the essential aspect. So, these are helpful to us. Next, in bread making, the anaerobic respiration also help in making bread. These are Saccharomyces cerevisiae, the yeast that is used is called as Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Next, dairy products. As we know, Lactobacillus lactis is used for making curd, Lactobacillus bulgaricus is made in yogurt, the Leuconostoc species help in formation of butter, Penicillium camberti help in forming cheese. Okay. Then microbes in industry, that is one of the interesting thing I can tell you. First, the microbes used in forming alcohol. During the process of alcohol formation, the sucrose or the fruit sugar, sucrose, sweetest carbohydrate, with the action of invertase, it is converted into glucose and fructose first, glucose and fructose. The glucose by action of Zymase enzyme converted into ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. Okay. So, in industries, the yeast also used for the purpose of alcoholic fermentation. The yeast can survive naturally, the alcohol content is from 8 to 15%. Beyond 15%, the yeast cannot survive beyond 15%. The beverages having higher concentration of alcohol is prepared by distillation process. So, a number of fermenters are used for distillation. Okay. So, let us discuss how it is initiated, how the distillation is initiated. The distillation process is initiated by raising the concentration of the distillation process, raise the concentration of alcohol. Okay. Clear? So, except wine and beer, all others are like rum, brandy, whiskey, these are produced by distillation process, where the concentration of alcohol is more. For yeast, it is 8 to 15% and more than 15% by the process of distillation. The concentration increases more than 15% concentration is raised by process of distillation. Except beer and wine, all others are prepared by distillation process. In industries, alcohols, except alcohol, antibiotics, vitamin, certain enzymes are also produced. So, the enzymes Aspergillus, the enzymes produced by a number of microbes. Suppose we will take the example of amylase, it is produced by Aspergillus oryza. Okay. Aspergillus oryza. The enzyme proteases for protein splitting are produced by Aspergillus niger. The lipases are produced by Rhizopus. The cellulase, degrading cellulose, are produced by Trichoderma. Okay. What is the name of first antibiotic? The first antibiotic is penicillin, produced by Penicillium notatum. It was first invented by Alexander Fleming. Okay. So, the antibiotic, suppose we will take the example of tetracycline, it is produced by Streptomyces aureofaciens. Gentamicin, it is produced by Micromonospora purpurea. Oxytetracycline, Streptomyces remosus. The Streptomyces remosus also produces terramycin. Oxytetracycline and terramycin produced by SAM. These are different type of antibiotics produced by the microbial action. Next to antibiotic, what are the sewage treatment? I have to describe some about sewage treatment. So, what do you mean by sewage? This sewage is the wastewater. This sewage need 3 different type of treatments: primary treatment, secondary treatment. The secondary is followed by anaerobic treatment. What happens in primary treatment? Sewage water is not generally allowed to enter into natural water reservoir, because it is very much toxic, having a number of pathogenic individuals. What happens? Suppose this is the sewage. The sewage is first primary treatment. In primary treatment, there is no use of microbes, only polythene, stone, plastics, these insoluble materials are removed. Next, the secondary treatment. During secondary treatment, what happened? During secondary treatment, what happened? Aerobic bacteria are used for digesting the organic matrix. Then second is tertiary treatment. For tertiary treatment, anaerobic are used. Anaerobic are used for this purpose. Okay. So, after sewage treatment, biogas are also produced by the methanogens bacteria biogas, which is the major fuel. Biocontrol agents, the number of microbes are used as biocontrol agent. The biocontrol agent ladybird beetle, gambusia fish, Bacillus thuringiensis, these are biocontrol agent which are cheaply produced, highly specific to a particular pest, and these can provide long term solution and do not cause environmental pollution. So, biofertilizer like that, some of the organisms like cyanobacteria, fungi, algae are used as biofertilizer. The biofertilizer also cheaply produced. These are non-polluting agent. It prevent biomagnification process. It can produce at very low cost without any type of industrial application. These can be produced. So, these are all about the microbial utility. The microbes are used by human being in various human aspects. That is why we are getting benefits rather than we are harmed by them. So, my dear students, it is all about the topic, and I think you have enjoyed lot a class about immunity and these microbes in human welfare. From exam point of view, many short question will come from it. So, I again thank you all for watching this in your patience. Thank you all again.